Good evening. Welcome to Wood Chip Woodworking. Hope you enjoy all my videos. Please like and subscribe to my channel. It helps my channel grow. If you got any comments or suggestions or anything like that, leave them in the comment section down below. I get an email and I can answer the questions you may have or comments. I try to look at every one of them, see what people are saying. Likes, it helps the people look out there to find my channel and helps it'll grow. So please like and share and subscribe to it. So tonight what we're going to do is we're back at the lathe here and we're going to do this little mini flask here. So the little mini flask consists of a couple little parts here. One is a little flask about yay big and it comes with a key ring. Now, just as a disclaimer, I do not promote drinking and driving. That is not what intention is or anything like that. I'm here to have fun and teach you a little bit about woodworking. So we're going to do the little mini flask in this. So I got my block of wood here. The instructions in it says the block of wood needs to be 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches by 2 1/4 long. So ours is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 by 2 1/2. So we got plenty of room to do what we're going to do. What I'm going to show you is not the only way to do it. It's just the way I'm doing it. It's kind of like a smorgasbord. Pick and choose what you want and go from there. It's kind of at your discretion of how you want to do it. This is the easiest way that I found to do these. I've only done a few of them so far. I just found these kits in a box I had stashed away while I was looking for something, and I thought these would be kind of an interesting project to do. So with that said, and all the housekeeping's done, like, share, subscribe, comment on my videos, let me know what your thoughts are. And again, I'm curious, where are you viewing my video from? California, Texas, UK, I don't know. Let me know where you're viewing it from just to get an idea of how far out I'm reaching. Be kind of curious. So that is it. Let's get started on this project and we'll get started here. Hold tight. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn this between centers. So I got my drive in, tailstock's up, and we're going to turn this between centers. So I already marked my center there. I got to figure out, put a little spigot on one end so I can hold it. So I drill. So I put that in the center and run my tailstock up and tighten her up. All right. So give her a quick spin. All right. And obviously the lathe would work better if I plug it in. So it works better on power. So let's plug it in. This lathe is a 220. It's a Powermatic 2530, I believe. I love this lathe. It's a good lathe. I got the mini upstairs that I use when I turn stuff outside. So let's get started on it. Again, safety. Make sure you're wearing your safety glasses, face shield. You're not turning in flip-flops, all that good stuff. All right, so we're going to turn this round. And I got my tool of choice, which is my skew. So I'm going to turn this round. So here we go. So again, start from the center and work your way out. It's kind of like petting your cat backwards. You don't, if I start out here, I'll lift the fibers, lift them up. Just so you understand that. You see how that lifted the fiber there and there. And look, see how that cleans that out over there. So always say, don't pet your cat backwards. So here we go. Again, this is kind of a easy project. I think it'll be kind of a fun one. All my main purpose here is to get it round. So I can put it in the chuck to drill my hole. So I believe I'm pretty close. Yeah, a couple flat spots, but that ain't going to matter too much because we're going to make her round. So I got me a skew here to put a tenon on the bottom. Get my tool rest just a hair closer. All right. And you can use a parting tool if you want. I just like using the skew. We'll straighten off the bottom just a hair. And I just need something to hold it in place. Just like that. That's all I need right there. All right, so I'm going to take this off the lathe, turn it around, and we'll be right back in 1 second. All right, we got her turned around. I got my piece in my chuck. I got my drill chuck in my tailstock, and I got a Forstner bit here that is 32 millimeters, which is just slightly under 1.25 inches. So, and that is the size of this right here, the diameter of this. So this one I wanted to fit inside of that. So I got to do that. And I got to drill it 1 3/4 inches down. So if you can see this on my tailstock, I've got markings on there, and I set it up at 1 inch so that when I drill, I go down to where it reads 2 3/4 inches. So I'm going to run this right around 300-400 RPMs. And I'm just going to go nice and easy. Just not going to force it. Don't want the bit to get hot. Just nice and easy. And every once in a while, I usually try drill about 1/2 inch, stop, back the bit back out, and clean it off. That way the chips get rid of it and stuff. So I'm going to move it just a hair closer. There we are. And so we're in a 1/2 inch, and then we'll go back and we'll do another 1/2 inch. My 2 is showing on my quill, so I back it back out again. And we'll go back in and drill another 1/2 inch. There's 1.5 inches so far. Back it out. The reason I back it out is because in that the bit plugs up if you get a lot of chips in there, and it will loosen it up in your drill chuck if you ain't careful. And you don't get it, the bit gets hot. So keeps the bit from dulling too as well. I just want to go another 1/4 inch. And there it is. 1.25 inch depth is what I need. So back this out. And we take our Forstner bit out. And then we need to put, this is a little expanding chuck that fits down inside like that. We'll stick that in our drill chuck. And I'll take the piece out of my chuck itself and put my drill chuck in the drive. So hang tight, we'll get that set up for you. All right, so I've reversed it around, got my drill chuck in there. And now this works is I just tighten this up, this nut up, and it expands out into the hole I just drilled. And it works easier if you lock your quill or the lathe itself. Just got a spindle lock on there. And I just tighten up, get it good and snug. You don't have to overexert it. You notice I got my tailstock back up for support. Kind of keeps everything in line. And you probably didn't notice it, but I have trying to get in a good habit of putting my tools away so that I know exactly where they are every time I go to use them. They're right where I left them, or right where they belong. So, all right, so now we're going to do is we're going to shape this. So what first thing we got to do is completely make this round, and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to use my little skew on this, and we're going to make her round. So I'm just going to sit there. And the design on this can be anything that you so desire. You know, I got a lot to take off here, so I'm going to turn it down quite a bit. Skew is one of them ones where you got to really watch. Get a nice catch on it if you ain't careful. You know, I want the wall thickness to be about maybe 3/16 thick on this. So I'm going to keep turning it down. I'm pretty close to that right now. I want to straighten up this edge. So take my little skew, and I just want to clean this edge up. Like that. All right. Now to come up with a little bit of a design on this, I'm thinking I want the bottom just to be a little bit fatter than the top. Yeah, I think we're in good shape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit more off of this end. All right. Now, I'm going to switch to a new tool that I have. It's called a Spindle Master, I think it is. Basically, it's by a Sorby, and it's a combination of a spindle gouge and a skew. I've been playing around with it, and I have very good success on it. So I'm going to put a few beads in it. I'm still learning how to use it, so you have to bear with me on that. So I'm going to kind of use it the same as a bull gouge, but not quite the same. So you got to remember that there is a hole in there, so you don't want to go too deep. Get the general shape here what I'm looking for. Alright, let's see here. I'm going to go to my actual spindle gouge. I'm going to detail my thing out. I want to round this edge over just a hair. This over like that. I want to give it a nice little shape here like that. And I got about, if you look at this, I'll show you what I'm looking at here. Get my pencil here, wherever it went to. There it is. So I've got, what I'm looking at is, I've drilled my hole 1 3/4 inches down. So 1 3/4 is right here at this point. So right there is the bottom of my hole. So I got this down here I need to take off. But I want to leave a little bit on the bottom. So I'm going to take this off and round it. So go back to my little spindle gouge here. And it's about right there. I want to get rid of this. Okay, and I'm going to round this down in there. Give this a little bit of detail. Again, there's no right or wrong answer to this. Whatever you like is whatever you want. I kind of actually like that. This is a little thick here. Indent on the bottom. Give it a little bit of there. All right. There's basically the shape I'm looking for. So everything looks good. So at this point right now, I'm looking for any chips or anything like that, and we're in good shape. So I'm going to do some sanding on it. So I'll start out 120, and we're going to run it in reverse. And don't forget your face mask. Alrighty. And we're going to do a little sanding here. I'm just going to sand this real quick. So that is sanding to 120. So I'll run and go all the way up to 220, and then we'll be right back. I don't want to sit there and watch me sand. All right, welcome back. We're at 120, and we're going to put a little, I'll wipe it down with some alcohol, clean off all the dust, and then we'll put some finish on it. So let's get a little alcohol here. And this is just denatured alcohol. It's not the kind of alcohol you would drink. So it just helps clean the wood fiber out. Also cleans all the dust away from it. It'll raise the grain a little bit. And we'll sand it to 220 one more time, and if you notice it's dry real quick, so that's a good plus. So we're going to hit it one more time with 220, and actually we're going to go in the opposite direction this time. And then if there's any fibers that raised, it'll clean them up. All right. That's all it takes right there. All right, so now we're going to take and we're going to do a little finishing on it. So hang tight while I get my finish out. Alrighty, so we got our gloves here, and we're going to take and put a little of this Milo's finish, friction polish on it. Just make a quick, easy finish. So just shake it up good. And do about 3 coats of this real quick, and then we'll buff it. So I put a little bit on a rag, and just kind of turn it, wipe it in. And I still got to do the finish up the bottom, but I want to do that in a minute. You can tell I'm not using very much of it. First coat always sucks up pretty good. So just put another coat over top of it. Kind of rub it in the best you can. This stuff here is a friction polish. It's got shellac in it, and among other things. Oop, that was a little bit much, but that's all right. That should give me plenty to do what I need to do. All right. So put this over here out of the way so I don't knock it off. And we're going to polish it. So I'll turn the lathe on. Actually, I'm going to run it in reverse. And I'm just going to take and rub my rag up against it and just rub it in. Good. And then I'm going to speed it up. And I'm going to take my rag and I'm just gonna let's do it forward so I can reach underneath. And as you can see, brings out the nice shine, and that walnut's a really neat looking wood. I like the way it works. I like the way it smells. Turns. I just love walnut wood. It's a real nice wood. So, all right. We'll leave that now. We just need to finish off the base of it. So we're going to finish off the base of that. So I'm going to take my gloves off for a second, and then we'll finish off the base, because we'll need them in a minute to finish it off. So what I want to do is take this little bit and part off the bottom there. So I'm going to take, I got this little 1/4 inch spindle gouge, and I just want to take this end and just work my way down, and then across the bottom. I kind of want to put a little bit of a design in the bottom. I always try to do that. So that's all I was going to do there. I'll show you that when I'm done. So you may not be able to see it from your angle that you're looking at it. There it is. Okay, get my tailstock back out of the way. And that's the little knob that I just parted off. And we're going to take and sand that a little bit. So get my sandpaper out, and we're just going to hit the end of that ever so slightly. Get my tool rest out of the way, and then we'll finish that. Alrighty, that's 120. I got my 150 here. Alright, and I got my 180. And last but not least, 220. All right. So now we're going to take our rag and we're going to wipe that down with a little finish and we'll be done turning. So we got to finish. We got to wipe the top of it with alcohol. Make sure we get the dust off of it first. Yeah. And as you can see the dirt in there, the dust and the wood fibers. So we'll get that taken care of. And now for a little finish. Same thing, just take a little dab of this. And we just smear it around, and if you get some on the outer edge, that's fine because you probably rubbed it off a little bit earlier. All right, so then we'll clean that up. Buff it. All righty. There. So that part is done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to assemble it. So take my gloves off here real quick and we'll come over and we'll put it together. It's pretty simple to put together. So where's the key to the chuck? Here. So I'm going to take this out. I want to loosen that up first. Got to loosen this up. Getting ahead of myself. Lock the spindle in. There. That'll help hold it. Rotate that. It comes right off. There's our finished project right there. So hang tight. We'll go over to the bench and we'll... All right, welcome back. So right now we're just going to go ahead and put it together. I got my finished project here. So I got my kit. Take everything out. And we'll take this. This will go inside there. Make sure she fits nice and snug. That's good. All right. So put our gloves back on because we're going to deal with some epoxy here. We're going to mix up a little bit of epoxy to smear in there. And it's not going to take much because it's a pretty tight fit. So get you down here where you can see what I'm doing. So I got this 2-part epoxy, an A and a B. And like I said, it's not going to take very much to do. About equal parts A and B. And we take our little stick, mix it up. And this is 5-minute epoxy, so it'll dry here and real quick. All right, so I got it mixed up. So basically what I want to do is put a little bit in the bottom, like that. And then I want to take more of it and run it up on the sides. Kind of coat the outside of the thing a little bit. You want to keep it in there just like so. Then we take this, and I'm going to take this glove off because I don't want to get it onto the flask part. Shove it in. As you're shoving it in, just turn it. Keep turning it. There. And you see I got a little bit there on the top. So I'll take my paper towel and wipe that off. All right, in about 5 minutes that will be dry. And we put our top on. Take my glove off here. We'll put our key ring back on. So open this up. All righty, look at that. And that is our finished project. So you can fill it with whatever you like. Probably mine, I'm going to fill mine with a little Mountain Dew. That way I can kind of take a swig of it when, you know, my wife's not looking. So open that up. And you see it's got a little hole in there. Top flask, it's nice and sealed. Put that on there. And there's our little flask. Hope you enjoyed this little video. I think it's pretty cute, pretty good. Be a nice little gift for somebody if they're looking at it. Could be a, you know, a bachelor party gift, you know, buy each one of the bachelors or your groomsmen a little flask like that for them. Just an idea. I didn't think about that till now. So if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe. Email me if you got any questions on it. I'm going to make a few more of these, and I will have them at my next craft show, which would be Delaware, Ohio, Arts Festival. You have to look it up online. I don't remember the exact date. I think it's the second or third weekend of May. So I'll have a few of these there for it. Hopefully you'll come see me and enjoy the video. Feel free to share it and like, comment below, and we'll see you on the next video. Have a good night.